But would you?
Disney on Ice is more important than the Jonas Brothers.
Before you even ask the question.
So I was looking directly at you.
Looking directly at me, Disney on Ice should be at that stadium. Phoenix needs to head on out.
Oh my gosh. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Sports Are Fun. I'm your host, Kelley O'Hara.
I'm the personality hire, BJ Beckwith.
And I'm your curly girl, Darian Jenkins.
Darian's back in studio. Let's go.
Let's go.
How was everyone's weekend?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Not as good as yours.
Hey.
You are cemented.
This whole thing? Cemented
Legend.
In the record books.
in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. No, it was a good weekend. It was fun to be back at Stanford.
What goes into
that's
a
so
Hall
cool,
of Fame
Kel.
weekend?
It was cool. There's a ceremony.
Okay.
You give a speech.
Do you want to recite it for us?
Yeah, how was that?
No. Well, it was funny because I obviously wrote something down because I wasn't just going to go up there and wing it because they were very much so like keep it to 5 minutes. And
That's a lot of time.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I would
it's
be like, ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot of
5.
time.
well, most people go over. So
Really?
it's like, yeah. Which is why they're like try to cap it at 5. But they went in alphabetical order, so I think I was like 7th or something.
Okay.
And as everyone's going, I literally kept turning to Cam after every person finished. I look at her, I'm like, these speeches are so good. Like they were all so good. And I was like, what did I expect being at Stanford? Hall of
True.
Fame, you
Yeah.
know?
True.
But no, it was a very special weekend. I did say in my speech, I was like, Stanford wasn't my dream school growing up.
Gag 'em.
Well, I didn't have a dream school. Like I didn't really know much about Stanford. And as I went through the recruiting process and I learned about Stanford, it became the dream. And Stanford very much so was like ended up being like everything I wanted, didn't know I wanted and needed. And I feel like going back for the weekend and getting to like be in my memories and in my feels, it's such a special place. There's like such a magic to the university and like being on campus. It's obviously it's gorgeous, but it really is because of the people that like go through there and the people that you interact with day in and day out. So, yeah, it was special to be back. It was fun to watch the team. I got to watch the soccer team on Thursday. They won. Paul got his 400th win, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Who did they beat?
Boston College.
Okay, bless.
And weirdly
Wait,
enough,
we don't
yeah,
even play
right.
each other anymore. UCLA and Stanford, huh?
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that nuts?
I know. I don't even
It
get
kinda
started about
makes me
ACC. It pisses
kinda
me
makes me
off. I'm
weird.
so sad the Pac-12 doesn't exist anymore.
It's so sad.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. But no, great weekend. Yeah, it was fun. But I will say, I had my phone on airplane mode on Friday because I like in fear that it was going to go off during the ceremony. Didn't want it to ring. And I then forgot to turn it back on for like the whole night because I was just hanging out with friends. And I get back to the hotel and I was like, oh, my phone hasn't like been on all night. Turn it back on. And I feel like I missed so much in the sports world. You're like texting about Midge scoring, like the whole Mercury Lynx drama, everything went down Friday night. So I had to catch up and now we're going to catch up.
You were unplugged.
No, I literally was
Off the grid.
completely off the grid.
How nice though is that
And it
when
was
you're
so
just
fun.
like,
I had a great time.
yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
But then I got back on and I was like, wow, I got a lot to catch up on. So
True. We can't have personal lives here.
no, absolutely not.
No.
Just sports.
So let's just get into it. WNBA, we were going to start with a fun bit about the Jonas Brothers canceling their concert, but things got super serious in Phoenix. So I'm like, which direction should we start with? I feel like we should start light, Jonas Brothers.
Let's start live.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Mercury, basically by having a home game on Sunday, the Mercury made the Jonas Brothers have to cancel their concert. And some
There was
people
a
were
lot
like,
to come out of this. That was hilarious.
exactly. Some people wanted them to play 3-on-3 for the spot of being able, like, is the game going to be able to get played or the concert be able to happen? We're looking at
This meme is just so brutal.
It's so funny.
The height of the Jonas Brothers versus the height of some of the players. Every Jonas Brothers under
5'10".
5'10". Yeah.
5'9".
And also 5'9". You're 5'8".
Yeah, exactly. Let's get that tape measure out, shall
Yeah,
we?
you're 5'8".
Yeah. And
Sorry, Kev.
yeah, there's no boy band that could take any 3v3 matchup in the WNBA.
I'm trying to think.
There's not one.
NSYNC had some rhythm back in their day.
There's no way.
Justin Timberlake was in sync, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he plays basketball now. That's the only boy band member I think that I know. I've
How
like
tall is
seen
athletic
some,
ability?
some reference to basketball being played.
But
maybe?
how tall do we
Harry
think
Styles
Jenkins
is kind of fast now, running
Styles
marathons.
is-
So I'm like,
Justin
you know,
Timberlake, 6 foot,
Justin,
he's
okay,
5'11".
Justin, JT,
Okay.
okay.
He's 5'11".
Harry Styles' height, 5.
6
No,
foot.
there is no
There's
way.
no way. He's also 5'11".
give
There is-
it to my British king.
Is he 6 foot?
He has endurance.
Oh my God, yeah, he's an athlete.
So maybe let's match him up. One
Yeah,
Direction
true,
versus
true, true. Okay. Oh,
Phoenix
well,
Victory.
even if we were to take the best options from across boy bands, it's not even like a boy band has to stick together and like
Right.
choose 3
They
from
usually
them.
don't.
We can pick and choose.
We'll pick and choose.
Yeah. WNBA is still winning.
By
Oh my God, I
far.
can't imagine.
Yeah. I mean, this goes back. It is funny and also historic, I would say, because Disney on Ice got the Mercury game moved in 2021, which isn't that long ago.
Not that long ago.
No.
But would you?
Disney on Ice is more important than the Jonas Brothers.
Before you even ask the question.
So I was looking directly at you.
Looking directly at me, Disney on Ice should be at that stadium. Phoenix needs to head on out.
Oh my gosh. I would say
That's culture shifting. That's influencing the youth.
Disney on Ice.
Yeah.
Over
I
the
would-
Jonas Brothers.
I
Over
would
the Jonas Brothers, over
absolutely.
the
Would
Phoenix
you go to
Mercury.
Disney on Ice or Jonas Brothers?
Oh, I would
concert?
absolutely rather see Disney on Ice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
would go to a Jonas Brothers concert.
Why would I watch men on stage when I can watch
Facts.
a girl twirl on skates? That's athletic.
Yeah, at least it's in the same
Next
room.
question.
I have so many comments. Clearly, the Mercury,
Mercury are lucky Disney on Ice was not booking that stadium.
they were lucky, and they also took care of business on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get to Sunday, we got to talk about Friday, which is what I turned my phone on to all of the things that happened during this game. So
Drama.
there's a lot of drama. With under a minute left, Minnesota inbounded to Fee, and AT jumped the pass for a steal. Clean steal, but in the aftermath or in the end of the action, AT went through Fee, and Fee ended up with her ankle basically touching the floor. AT finished the bucket. It was a breakaway, and then Cheryl Reeve
Crashed
clearly
out.
Lost her shit.
in short terms, crashed out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If we want to put it plainly, she crashed out. AT scores, and then Lynx are about to inbound the ball, and Cheryl Reeve looks down the court, and Fee's still on the ground, and she absolutely loses her mind.
Yeah.
Runs onto the court screaming, and not promptly, I would say, because it went on for a while, but she gets ejected. So first of all, do we think that was a foul?
I mean, she
Connected?
clearly comes through the ball.
Right.
Like no hits or anything. They
Right.
just hit bodies.
Right.
But
Which is unfortunate aftermath.
aftermath, yeah.
Which
But I
is
don't think it was
key.
malicious or intentfully injuring her. But
Yeah.
also, you see people scrambling for the ball on the ground all the time.
Right.
And hitting each other's bodies. So
Yeah.
that's why in my initial, I'm like, yes, it looked painful. Obviously, her ankle literally went in half. So yes, it looked painful. Don't get me wrong. But I did not think it was a foul because it was a clean steal for the ball. No hands were hit. They just collided, which happens throughout the whole game
Yeah.
to me.
And mind you, Cheryl's reaction was after the play happened, and then she looked down, and Fee was still
Right.
on the ground.
Right.
It wasn't initially when the steal happened.
No,
Yeah.
that's
So I don't think anybody initially thought it was a foul until looking back at Fee still being down.
for sure. I think
Which
when
sucks, but-
when you watch it if you watched it in real time,
It didn't look bad.
didn't look back because it was a clean steal
Yeah.
in the sense of it was a great steal, fantastic steal, and timing by AT. And then you watch it in slow-mo and you wonder, you question how is this not a foul? But the reality, it's unfortunate. In my opinion, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Contact.
Yeah.
In the winning of the ball, right? So thinking about in football, right?
Yeah.
You can slide tackle, get all ball, but then get
The
some
aftermath
of
of it.
them, and that's allowed. It's not a foul. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, terrible. It looked terrible for Fee. I cannot believe that she walked off that court.
I can't
Yeah.
believe it either.
Yeah.
And no fracture. Bless.
Really?
There wasn't any.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah,
what the
I saw
aftermath
that.
was. Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, because and we're about to get to this, Cheryl's comments after the game had mentioned that she could have a fractured ankle.
But again, that was like, yes, it was directly come from the contact from AT, but it wasn't like, it was just a part of the sport. Like it just
right. It's an unfortunate.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah,
like you're gonna roll an ankle and
yeah. So it sounds like some people thought Cheryl. So I think Cheryl wasn't losing it until she sees that Fee's still down. But it sounds like some people think that she wasn't losing it until AT maybe said something to the bench. Which like I went back and watched the clip and. AT scores and then kind of runs by and she is
in front of her
looking at the bench, going by, head turned, and knowing like watching these playoffs, I'm like, anytime AT drives scores, she's chirping. Like, so I can imagine, I can imagine there's a chance that she said something. I don't know. I haven't seen any like clip from the other side.
And that triggered the meltdown.
Potentially, that's maybe.
What do you think would have been said that it really would have?
I can't even imagine because like
I think even a look was probably enough.
And it might have been the case.
Yeah,
right.
She could have just like smirked and that just like
right. So obviously, like we said, Showree crashes out. She gets ejected from the game, and in her post game conference, she didn't answer any questions. She came in and basically ripped the officiating, ripped the officials or the powers that be that choose the officials for the game, calling the officiating, and I quote, fucking malpractice in her post-game presser. So,
and
when I watched,
she's suspended the next game.
yes, and this led to her suspension for Game 4.
Yes.
Well, let's not just say that. There was the yelling of obscenities to the Mercury fans.
And was this during the game?
This was as she's walking off.
As she's walking off.
There was a couple fan video perspectives that I saw on my feed of her being like,
same.
F you! But saying it full, F you, F you! To the fans. The fans are like, oh, like it was crazy. And then you have her storming the court, being held back.
Dejanay having to hold up a towel.
Doing her thing.
Like I said. I think somebody had a calculator out, and every time there was an infraction,
like, fine.
They were adding it up.
She'd have 3-4 people hold her back.
Yeah,
I do feel her.
No, I
pain,
understand the
and
frustration.
I understand the reaction.
And I do want to bring this up for you guys. Every single time after these playoff games, the coaches have come out and been complaining about the referees and the amount of fouls called, lack of fouls called. Do you guys think this is just the coaches calling boo-hoo and because they lost? Like, obviously, the winning teams haven't said anything negative about the calls. So,
true.
Is this just them crying wolf, or do you think the refs should be under some sort of, like, rapport with them? And
so, it is interesting in looking at the NWSL. NWSL officiating used to be very bad.
Horrific.
Really bad. And we as players raised that internally and I would say publicly at times. And in recent years, the introduction of VAR has obviously helped. But then every preseason, I would say it probably started, I can't remember the first time I sat in one of these meetings, but maybe like 2021 or 2022.
I think 2021. Because I think COVID reset a lot.
Right.
Of how we looked at the game.
Right. And just like how, the different parties in the league, like how they interacted. Right.
Yeah.
So we now in the NWSL, we have a preseason meeting and a ref comes in.
With every team.
With every team has a preseason meeting with a ref. Coaching staff is there. All the players have to be there. It's mandatory. And there might even be some like team administrator, like front office people, but we have a meeting with a ref and they go through the different either rule changes and then also instances of maybe fouls that were called last year that had a lot of scrutiny around them, those sorts of things, right? So it's this meeting of education, communication, and laying the groundwork for like a good season, right? Like how do you when VAR is being looked at, we as refs do not surround the ref, do not come over. Like there are specific rules set in place and are told to the entirety of the team to understand how to interact with the ref, Again, the rule changes, those sorts of things. So, and in my opinion, I do think that the officiating has gotten better in the NWSL. Obviously, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But I'm like, does this happen in the WNBA? One.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, like, is this a place where we can see a lot of improvement if they were to use this sort of process?
Well, I wonder with the WNBA, comparing it to the NWSL, there's somewhere that coaches and staff members can report officiating to ask questions,
right,
to be reviewed by FIFPro, the governing body of the referees. I don't think WNBA has anything like that. So your questions just kind of go unanswered. And I think that's why we're seeing so much frustration, because it just seems like such a gray area that you have to take it so publicly to criticize the referees.
And then you get fined.
Yeah, and then you pay a big fine or you're suspended. Yeah.
Right.
And you crash out, which, that frustration is very evident. But I think like NWSL, each year it's improved. Even last year, I think with VAR, it took so long for referees to review things. And it's gotten better this year. But I think WNBA has consistently just been at a very poor level of officiating and inconsistency with calls.
Right. And I from a player perspective, I get it. There's nothing more frustrating than being like, I'm doing everything right, from practice to preparation to in-game play, right? And then you, the person who is responsible for having a handle on this game and making sure the game is played fairly, is not to the standard that I, the player, approach this and or coming into it. Like, I get it. So I think, like you said, Darian, I think that having the right processes in place to be able to question and get answers back, I think that's what's helpful, because in the NWSL, these coaches will file a report and they will get a phone call or an email. I'm not sure how it works, but they will get an answer around their question. And I think that just improves the game and the officiating and the coaching and the play.
And the rules then.
Overall, right, yeah.
Well, do you think this is something that's going to come with the new CBA?
I would hope so. Yeah, if I'm the players, I would be like, this is absolutely has to change. There has to be, something's got to change.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately, well, one, hoping, it's good to hear that no fracture for Fee.
But
on my feed. Unfortunately, the Lynx are out.
And how do we feel about this?
Me?
Just in general. I was like, surprisingly, the Lynx are not my team. Like, they've never been. But I don't know. I felt really sad for them.
I felt sad too.
Like, everything was I feel like this was their year.
Yeah.
And they've just felt like, to me, even though I was a Liberty fan, I just thought like, everything's coming up Lynx.
Yeah.
And so to see them bow out like this, I was like happy for AT and all of her team, but I was like, this is just not what I expected. So I was like surprisingly feeling like some type of way about it.
I wanted Lynx.
You did.
I wanted a
did.
Lynx Aces final.
Lynx,
And last week, Kelley was like,
in the beginning, I didn't care.
Basketball. I just want it to be great.
I
just want everyone to have fun.
Okay, no, that's not what I said.
I want to be entertained.
I said that. That's exactly what I said.
And then
I wanted all the series to go.
What accent is that?
I know, right? Yeah, like, is that what I sound like?
That was just the past.
No, you're oh my God, ghost of Kelley's past.
That was the past.
No, I wanted each series to go to 5 games. I just wanted it to be like
you
intense,
wanted the entertainment
and a lot of drama, right?
Last minute.
Yeah.
But then, after I think game 1 of this series, I texted and I said, okay, I changed my mind. I want a Lynx Aces final.
Yeah.
One, for the purpose of Fee versus Asia, but then also I wanted a Becky Cheryl shit talking matchup.
Yeah.
I really didn't feel super strongly about the Lynx ahead of them losing, but then Kayla McBride post-game press conference, so emotional, sobbing, right? See, I wake up this morning and I watch this, and she says something to the manner of like, nobody has it this good in professional sports in terms of like the culture that our locker room has.
Yeah.
Like, that is so rare to find in professional sports, and it's the people, right? So I was just like, man, and to know that's actually the case in that Lynx locker room, to me, makes me love the Lynx more.
Same.
As a
And
team,
want it
they're
for
the most
them.
entertaining as a team.
Yeah.
Right, they're entertaining, but then there's also this clear, like, fantastic culture there that they, like, love each other.
and
that is-
chemistry with each other.
Exactly.
And I think that the players that they have, just like what they've done even off the court with like their self-expression
Right.
and stud buds and everything, like it's just a team that you're like, oh, I would want to play for that team.
100%.
Yeah.
And there's no way that you can't love them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sad for the Lynx.
And
Yeah.
to know that like there's nothing guaranteed that team stays together.
Right.
Yeah,
I know.
no.
It's
I
the
know.
new
There's, like, almost
CBA, a lot of
100% they
those
won't.
players
Yeah.
timed their contracts right to get the best out of the new negotiations, which end of next month, I believe.
Yeah.
End of October. Like there's just a lot up in the air that to experience a team like that, the culture, the friendships, the sisterhood that you develop and that it's over.
Yeah.
I felt that in my heart.
I don't know.
Sad.
Everything was
Yeah.
coming up for them this season.
Yeah.
I know.
So, but they were entertaining. And we have Phoenix into the finals
Phoenix
for the
is-
first time since 2021.
Yeah.
So
And we will find out if it'll be Fever or Aces. They are taking it to game 5. Series is tied 2-2 right now. The winner takes all on Tuesday night. So will we get Mercury Aces?
I know.
or
Do you
will
want
we
Aces
get
now that Lynx are out?
Mercury Fever? Well, I will say the different combos that could have been, right? Lynx Aces, Fever Mercury, Fever Lynx had different storylines of the final, right? So Lynx Aces would have been for the rights of the pink wig, which we figured out last week, which was very funny. Fever versus Mercury would be Dwana Bonner drama.
Yeah.
So that could still be potential. Fever Lynx obviously isn't an option anymore, but that would have been Commissioner Cup rematch. And now Aces versus Mercury potential. I'm not sure what
The storyline
what the storyline would be there. Except to see like AT and Asia go after
Yeah.
each other.
I just want to see Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that battle.
You want
to
to see MVP in the
I
final.
do.
I don't know though. I'm like, after yesterday, I was really like, Fever got something to prove. Lexi Hall was playing incredible defense, steals out the wazoo. Aaliyah Boston woke up.
Yeah.
She was swinging elbows, but she woke up and was playing basketball. So good for her.
Yeah. No, it really is at this point, like,
Yeah, it's anybody's game.
anyone's, yeah.
And so, but the whole time you're sitting there, and at least as me, I've been pro Aces the whole time. But I'm sitting there like, finish this out. Like, let's do it. It was just, the reason they lost was so many like little mistakes, bad pass, or they're like trying to do something too much. And you're like, just close this out.
Right. And coming from a team of that caliber
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
experience, it's
Championship winning
like a little
teammates.
head
A
scratch.
lot of
Yeah,
veterans.
and you're like, why are you doing this? Or
Yeah.
so I don't know. Everything they did wrong yesterday was such a self-inflicted wrong. Like, yes, Kelsey Mitchell was playing so well. Yes, Leah Boston was playing so well. But you're like, you have the tools to just close this game out, and you're not doing so.
Yeah. Well, they got
very
one more.
interesting.
They got one more chance.
One more chance, but
Yeah.
at this point, I don't know. I really don't.
It's open.
It's open.
There's the drama you wanted.
Yeah, there's the drama you wanted, and I honestly would like to see a Fevers go to the finals just
You
for
would?
Just because.
for, like the storyline of how many like bench players they have in season-ending injuries, and just kind of this ragtag team of people getting it together. I still want the Aces overall, but I think it
do you
would
think
be
that
interesting.
the players who are playing now will take offense to you calling them ragtag?
And I meant that. Okay, yes, and
Speaking of head scratchers, we have some coaching conundrums that we got to talk about. 2 coaches have been fired or not renewed for next season. First, Seattle Storm fired Noelle Quinn, leaving no black female head coaches in the league, which the math is a mathing. When this is a league that is made up of majority black women players. And then Sandy Brandello was also not renewed from the Liberty. So it's like,
Which
bizarre.
yeah, so many
Blows my mind.
head scratching moves here.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we want to start with this because I have so many thoughts.
I want to start with the question of when you're hired as a coach, NWSL as well, in your contract, are you given X amount of years to kind of like job security?
Right.
Like, or is it like if you don't perform well this first season? Like, I'm thinking of Teresa Witherspoon
Yeah.
from Chicago Sky last year, who had one season to make it. And they basically were like, oh, you didn't make playoffs,
as
you're
a
fired.
first-time head coach.
As a first-time head coach.
Former
Right.
player.
Former player.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm thinking like, she had a year to get her team together, and her team didn't make the playoffs, and then she was let go. But then this year, the Dallas Wings coach didn't make the playoffs, the Chicago Sky coach didn't make the playoffs, and both of those overarching staffs have come out and said they're not doing a head coach change.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just don't really understand the job security in coaching, which of course you have to win to maintain your abilities in your spot. I get that, but you need time to build your culture. You need time to set in your what you want to implement into your team. So I just don't really, maybe you guys know this, when you're signing on to be a coach, what does that look like, those conversations?
I actually don't know.
Me either.
I think that I'm certain coaches have like certain guarantees in their contract or
potentially.
Yeah, or at least like a safety net of like, oh, this needs to be reviewed and blah, 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 or like my pay is at least guaranteed.
Right. There's for sure.
It's super results based, which is fair. It should
understandable, because that's the same as players. Results based, performance.
It should be. You could be traded mid-season if you're not producing what you were promised to.
Yeah, but when you're signing on, even as a player, you're kind of signing contracts because you have contract extensions. You can sign on until 2030, for example. So that's just kind of, you are here for X amount of years. That can change, yes, but you kind of know going into it how much time you have to prove yourself and be secure.
For sure. I'm sure there's ways to structure contracts as there is for a player. Yeah. I'm sure it's the same for coaches, right? I think so again, looking at it through like an NWSL lens, my thing is that what is the pipeline for coaches to become a WNBA coach, an NWSL coach, right? Mm-hmm. And in the NWSL, those coaches have been predominantly white male coaches, and that's because the pipeline supports that, right? Mm-hmm. The resources support that. I can't speak directly or specifically about the powers that be that hire but the ones who make the decisions around hiring coaches hire those historically in the NWSL, those are the coaches that have been hired. In the NWSL, there's only 2 female coaches, I think, right now, right? Laura and Bev.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, again, it's about the pipeline, it's about the mentorship, it is about the opportunities given. And if you don't give the opportunities
from grassroots.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I've heard from, and this is just like in random passings with people, I've spoken to female coaches who have come up in the club system or trying to make it in the club system in the US. And that is like, it's very misogynistic.
Incredibly.
Which is crazy because you're trying to coach for women's sports and there's misogynistic.
Yeah. But I didn't have a female coach until college.
Right. Like the only female coach I had growing up was in high school. And I think she was a assistant coach. Or you're like, oh, but it's women's club soccer or like girls club soccer. Like, why aren't there female coaches coaching? Because the people who choose who gets to coach what team are typically men. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I would say typically white
men.
Yeah.
So again, we can't see a shift in bringing in like the representation of the people who have actually played this sport without the resources, the pipeline, the mentorship actually, and the people making the decisions actually giving those opportunities to people that look like the women who play in the WNBA.
Yeah, what the league looks like.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's why even with
and NWSL.
And NWSL, retweet. But even Noelle Quinn, I'm literally scratching my head because you have this legacy player that was assistant coach, you throw her into a head coaching job, and then she's gone. Well, how do you expect, we've seen this in the NWSL too, former players that are thrown into a head coaching job, like, are you actually set up for success at this point?
Right.
Are you actually being given the runway to do well and to transform this team? And also have a learning curve. Nobody's perfect going into a new job. Managing players that maybe you even played with is so incredibly difficult. And then a season that's unpredictable, you have injuries, whatever it may be, you're constantly traveling. That is so difficult. And then to try to implement your style of play, to then quickly fire somebody, it doesn't make any sense. And also, you're not setting that person up for success, and you're also cutting the pipeline for players to become coaches at their legs. There needs to be a revamp of what that even looks like, how to get the league's coaching perspective represented, reflective of what the league actually looks like, NWSL and WNBA, and I'm sure many other sports. But it just doesn't make any sense. And there's so many quick firings, but then like men failing up. You have job security when you didn't qualify, you didn't make playoffs?
Yeah. The
Huh?
Yeah, men failing up. And listen, I've had some fantastic male coaches.
Yeah, me
fantastic.
too. Yeah.
But it is...
We all like men here and there.
But it is...
Sometimes, right.
Sometimes.
It is true. It is a system of men failing up. And on top of that, specifically in the NWSL, there has been almost this ecosystem of like, you get fired from one place, you'll pop up somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
And it's just
It's already being talked about where you're going to go next.
Right.
Yeah.
It's recycling of the same coaching staff. And that's why I'm like, what's the pipeline? What are the resources surrounding the game that allow people who do want to be coaches and might not fit the mold of what the majority of the coaches look like right now? How do those people get into those roles, right?
But
And
also,
do
do I want to go be a coach now that I see that that's how I'm going to be treated and filtered in and out?
That is a big part of it. Yeah. Of there are probably Black women who want to go coach in the
100%.
WNBA, but they're like, why would I put myself in a position to potentially be, disrespected and or not given all of the resources, all of the support that I need as a head coach, that any head coach needs to succeed? Why would I do that?
And then to be the
And I get
scapegoat
that.
of having a bad season.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But do you think these two coaches that just were released are going to go to these new expansion teams, potentially?
I think Sandy Brondello for sure.
And she was a big head scratcher for me because she's coaching the reigning champs who made it to playoffs, who, yes, they slipped a little bit in the standings this year, but...
Had a lot of injuries.
They had a lot of injuries, but the Liberty organization front office came out and said that they were talking about getting rid of her last year.
The
ahead of
GM,
the season.
Jonathan Kolb.
Yes.
Kolb.
But why are you going to get rid of your winning coach?
Yes.
He's the way
most
that...
winningest coach, I'm pretty sure, in
winningest
Liberty
coach.
history.
The way that I read his statements about this was that he said they won, but it wasn't the way in which he wanted them to win. Which also...
Last year, that's what he's talking about?
Yeah,
Sure.
his statements.
Okay, actually...
a coaching change was very much under consideration last season. We won the championship, but it's not about the end result, which, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sports is a results business. You
And I would
won a
say-
I'm
championship.
about to crash out
Well,
right
I
now.
would say if
after
it
that.
was
It's
like a
not the way
toxic-
this white guy wanted them to win, even though you won a fucking championship. Excuse me. Sorry.
But I would say
getting
if it
fired
was a toxic locker room, sure, that's one thing. But a week prior, after the Liberty loss, Breonna Stewart was asked directly, would you guys want her to
Or
be
do you,
fired?
do you think that she might or something like that?
Yeah, something
She
along
looked
the lines.
disgusted.
And she was disgusted. Both players, I think it was Sabrina next to her, had a visceral reaction of like, what the fuck? No. Like, so clearly it wasn't internal drama. It's from those two reactions. But
This gives me the vibes of she didn't do exactly what the GM, maybe the upper management, wanted her to do. Whether it's players, decisions, it don't matter. You won a fucking championship.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe the fact that she didn't listen, it didn't go exactly the way that the people up above wanted her to. They were like, well, wait, we don't want pushback. And it just delayed us firing you because you won a championship, but we were already going to do it. So I feel like them not making it, was the perfect excuse to then let her go.
Oh, for sure. I think it's. I find it shocking that he would come out and say this.
yeah.
I don't understand what it does or like helps or even explains really. Like it doesn't make
More
me
questions.
feel confident about the Liberty and the management and their choices. Because another part of this turnover of coaches within professional sports is that I really think that coaches set the culture, or they have the ability. They are one of the biggest drivers of a team's culture, right? And
100%.
a lot of coaches will sometimes be like, you know what, I will like put people, I'll choose certain players to be part of leadership or whatever, and help and like allow the team and the players to drive culture, but the coaches are what set the culture.
You're still picking those players to be
right,
in that.
exactly. So to have this kind of turnover, it's like, what do you expect from professional sports teams in terms of having this? Like, for instance, the Lynx, Kayla McBride talking about having such an incredible locker room, an incredible culture at Minnesota. Cheryl Reeves has been there Cheryl Reeves has been there how long? 15 years? 16 years? 16 seasons. To me, that is a result of a continuum of coaching, of culture. And so it's like there's so many things around these coaching decisions that I'm just like, it just frustrates me to no end. And I'm like, the math isn't mathing. The decisions don't make sense. And you're getting, if you do the same thing and you expect a different result, that's called insanity. You know? So it's like, I want it to make sense, and it doesn't make sense.
It seems so heavy political, of just like behind the scenes of maybe he wants a yes person, and she was like, no, I'm going to do it my way. But even with your point, Kel, of saying, you know, coaches dictate culture, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
So then when you get rid of your coach, you have player turnover, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if your team's going to gel on and off the court, I almost said pitch, on and off the court or the pitch, whatever it may be. How are you going to get the best out of them? That's going to take, again, running back into the same issue, the runway to give your coach the time to instill the culture, bring in the players, build the chemistry. You're just going to end up firing people year after year.
Listen, there are instances where coaches get fired for good reason, right? It's not to say you can't fire a coach. Like, let me just be clear here. Hopefully no one thinks that's what we're saying. But big head scratcher, and we'll, find out how this all plays out as the expansion team pick their staffs and the teams who have let go and or fired coaches choose their new coaches. Yeah. So a lot to happen in coming weeks and months. A lot to happen. There's a lot of progress we can see within the WNBA, and hopefully we see it happen.
Yes, we're putting it out in the universe.
You know what?
Exactly.
We can run that mouth about the WNBA all day. But let's run that mouth about the NWSL.
Let's do it. Let's move over to what we know and what we love, although we do love the WNBA.
Oh, of course.
We love the WNBA. But NWSL, listen, we could talk WNBA drama all day, like you said, but we got to talk NWSL because, again, the sprint towards the playoffs.
We have
absolute shenanigans.
5 or 4 games left.
Nuts.
We have 4 games
Four
left.
games left.
Yeah, 4 regular season games.
Another team clinched this weekend.
Yeah, we got to talk. Let's talk the team that clinched IN this weekend.
And you know what?
Spirit clinched with a home game win, 4-0 against Houston. Decisive win. Fantastic win by them, especially since Houston has been on a hot streak. They, afterwards, they're celebrating being in the playoffs. They are going to the playoffs, and they are given T-shirts to celebrate. And what were your thoughts on those T-shirts, BJ?
I felt attacked.
Can we pull up? Can we pull up the T-shirt that the players were wearing, or given to wear after the game? The Washington players are wearing T-shirts that say "clinched" across their chest.
With the I-N in a different color.
The I-N signifying in, like clinched, obviously, spelling it the right clinch, like what clinch means.
But you see
and
that
then
one with
I-N being, in green as opposed to yellow, being in. BJ sent me this and said he felt personally attacked by this.
My job,
Spirit,
because I thought it was clinched and clenched were the same word.
Yeah, so a couple episodes ago, Roz and BJ both were like, I can't stand the word clinched. And I was like, why? And they were like, it's like clench your booty cheeks. And I was like, it's clench your booty cheeks with an E, and clinch to mean like secure something. And
oh my God.
So we had a spelling lesson. And now they've never messed that up.
And then they do this to me. Like,
and
how dare you?
At BJ.
Yeah, exactly. Literally like, okay, listeners, like we gotta.
Yeah, so the Spirit have clinched. They are in, which is, I thought that actually was a cute way of them doing the shirts.
I thought so too. I was like, oh God, what am I not in on this?
Yeah. No. It's just spelling, Darian. It's just spelling. So Spirit are in. They are now
Monday
number 2.
Hat trick.
Or they've been number 2.
Yeah, they've been number 2, yeah.
Gift Monday hat trick. I think that's the fastest ever hat trick.
It was.
In the NWSL.
Under 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
And also first ever NWSL hat trick at Audi Field.
Oh,
really?
Didn't know that. Wow.
Shout out.
Gift Monday, the records.
Everyone on Spirit is heating up at the right time.
They look good.
They're
dangerous.
healthy. Croy looks good. Trinity looks good. Her crossing has gone so much better. Like, I mean, it's always been great, but she's elite at crossing right now.
There you go.
I love it.
We also had Gotham, number 3 Gotham versus number 4 Portland.
Almost had to put my drink down and stand up.
I mean, finally.
They looked sickening good.
3-0 Gotham W.
Yeah, Portland looked terrible.
Portland
Portland
horrible.
were terrible.
Horrible.
It looked like one of those games for Portland where it's like, it felt like a preseason scrimmage where like, you don't have chemistry with anybody.
Oof, tough.
Everyone's hiding behind a player near them. They don't want the ball.
Right.
How many times did Portland pass the ball out with no pressure? Just like
No, literally.
passed it out of bounds.
Yeah, no, it was
That was their
insane.
worst game of the season.
But
Sorry,
it was Gotham's
Sorry, I'm
best
going
game
in
of
on
the
Portland.
season.
Oh, no, you can go in.
Yeah, go in.
And you think it was Gotham's. So, yeah, I would say that.
It was crazy because
Gotham's
they
going
were
like
sharing
this.
points.
Yeah.
Like, I think
tied.
they were tied for points.
They were tied at
And so this was a
31.
pretty important match for both teams.
Right.
Yeah.
And Gotham looked very good. Portland looked very bad.
Well, I love the Shaw-Rose Lavelle chemistry. I think that's going to take them over the edge.
Yeah.
Now, if they play a better team that has an attack, I don't know.
But I mean,
But
their
we'll see.
defense is so strong too.
Were they tested?
No. But I meant in other games. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
getting past my Shayla Emily Sonnet. No one's getting past that.
No, I would say Gotham, yeah, they
I would say, like
finally,
she
we
said.
were concerned.
We
had
were
some
concerned.
concerns coming out of the break for Gotham, but they are finally putting it together. Everything's clicking. They look great. They
Midge
are
got her
trending
first
in the right
goal.
direction.
Yeah,
As is
got her
Spirit.
first goal.
Midge got her first goal, assisted by Mandy.
Huge.
Our girl.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
And not only she had a goal that was offsides, but at least she put away. It was offsides and she made a run.
Yeah.
And she had one that hit the post. So like Midge Purse looked very,
Yeah,
very
she's
good.
cooking.
She looked very, very good for that game.
Yeah. Another game, San Diego, number 5 San Diego versus number 7 Orlando. 2-1 win for Orlando. They finally stopped the bleeding.
Oh my God.
They needed it.
I mean,
It's-
talk about there were like alarms going off.
Yeah.
9
they needed it.
winless.
Something like
9
that.
winless in a row
Not good.
from the reigning champions.
Right. And so I think, we all, I think, have said we were concerned or
Yes.
they might not be making playoffs.
Yeah,
I
this
still-
game,
I
this
still
game
think they're
was
gonna be.
determining. Yeah.
I still think they're going to be there. But San Diego and Orlando, before the break, international break, were the two teams I was like,
Right, they were
we're good.
cooking.
Yeah.
They're cooking. And then both of them have just trailed off since coming back from the international break, and it's just alarming for the two of them.
Right. Yeah. I think Orlando, they have stopped the bleeding for now. They need to make sure that stays that way. But because they haven't clinched
Yeah.
yet. The only two teams who have are Current and Spirit. And so Orlando really needs to stay on top of it. They can take a sigh of relief for now, but two teams that, well, I was going to say two teams, but it's Seattle played North Carolina, and who should be more concerned than Orlando is North Carolina. They lost to Seattle 2-1, and they are now out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
It's all coming down to the wire. As to what
decision
teams
day.
are gonna make it in. And I think this how the points are set up now and the standings are set up now. Decision day is going to be absolutely epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
incredible. Okay, wait, a question for both of you. That 8th position, I think Louisville's finished 9th the last 3 seasons. 3 seasons.
That is
Who do you think actually gets that 8th? It's tight.
it is so tight.
I keep thinking, how is Seattle up there? Like, I'm going to be so real. That is the one that I'm like, how are you guys there? Every game, I'm not like a religious Seattle fan. I don't watch it game in and game out. I'm going to be real. But every single time I watch them, I'm like, now what is this? Like, what is happening? It's
Yeah.
a win by the skin of their teeth, or it's just like not good. So I don't know. Seattle really confuses me on how they're here.
They just have a little bit of magic, left over from years prior.
Yeah.
Yes,
Keeping
but
them going.
Yeah.
Portland, if they play like they did, y'all got to pack it up and head to Cancun.
book
And
those
then North
flights.
Carolina, I'm really like, I want you guys to be good, but I don't really
Mind you,
understand.
still with no head coach. They still have an interim head coach.
But you didn't really lose much from last year to this season, and I don't really know what's happened here.
What about you? Who do you think in that bottom 4 could fall at 5?
Louisville has -6 goal differential, and North Carolina has -4, and then Dash has -9. So, and then San Diego, Portland all have 3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I think that 8 and 9. I don't know who's going to be 8 and 9, but I think that 8 and 9 is going to come down to goal differential as opposed to points. I think that will be the deciding factor. That's what happened to us at Gotham the year that we won the championship. We were 6 because there was only 6 teams into the playoffs.
Yeah.
During decision day, we dropped. I don't know if we ever dropped out of playoff contention, but we dropped from like 4th to 6th or something like that.
Yeah, you were in last in playoffs.
Right, but we snuck into playoffs. We tied on points to 7, but we had a better goal differential, which is shocking because I don't think that we were like scoring that many goals.
You weren't.
And or maybe or like a head but I think it was goal differential that got us through. So I think that because these points are so close, all the spots are so tight, I think that goal differential will be the deciding factor between 8 and 9.
I can see that.
Who do you think's coming out of it?
Portland. I'm not convinced.
Crash out by 6, out of there. Okay,
I
fair
think
enough.
they exceeded expectations by being in this race right now.
I agree with you.
Like they lost so many players just due to retiring. Sophia Wilson, maternity leave. They have a lot of season-ending injuries, sadly, for this really young team that I think carried them. This last weekend, though, I was like, I think they're so young that they don't have someone that can turn this around.
Right, like be like,
right
all right,
now.
Guys, this is the time. Everybody buckle up.
Yeah.
We have
Like,
to win.
this is the season.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
Yeah.
That
makes
This
sense.
is the grind where like you have like you being a leader on a team like that. I would be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like they have someone that can kind of galvanize. I think Sam Coffey's amazing in the middle of the pitch, yes, but I don't know if they have enough of that.
I was going to say, I will say
anymore.
she's having like such an outstanding season. I
She
think
is.
she
She's
should
been
be
incredible.
a run for midfielder of the year.
Yeah.
I think even Olivia Moultrie is having a great season, but I don't know something's not there.
Yeah, it's scoring goals and not kicking.
I mean,
the
their
ball out of
leading
bounds.
goal scorer has 5. Mm-hmm. Not much you can do with that.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
That's not the number that you can be successful with, unfortunately. Well, again, don't blink. You might miss it because there's movement every week in the NWSL. Headline in women's soccer, Ballon d'Or results came out. Darian has
shit in
thoughts,
French.
so take it away, Darian.
that means shit in French. Bouton. I mean, Bon Mati shouldn't have won. She shouldn't have. I think that you look at the rankings, and first of all, let's break down how they vote. So on the men's side, this has been going on for years. They have 100 journalists, independent journalists, in every major market where football's played that vote. Pay very close attention to how teams are doing, the trophies won, the stats, who stands out, and there's certain criteria that they vote on the Ballon d'Or. Like some of it's like character and
Oh, what?
yeah.
I did
I
not
didn't
know
know. That's
that.
news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3 tiers of criteria. I feel like, can we look that up?
Wait, character is so crazy.
Yeah, it's like
He just like
character
would
and-
never win.
But really what really weighs it is trophies. And the fact that we're talking about Bon Mati, and she won domestically, which Barcelona walks over every team.
Right.
It's
not a
Liga F.
like a.
it's not a competitive league.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they score a crazy amount of goals.
Individual So, what criteria are used to vote for Ballon d'Or? Individual performance, team achievements, public image. That's crazy.
So, okay, Bon Mati has an incredible public image, right? She's won it twice in a row. There's only 50 journalists in women's football who
Why
vote.
does that matter to public image?
I don't know. But there's only 50 that vote for women's soccer. You look at the list, it is mostly European players.
Yeah.
Right.
Why wasn't Marta higher? She won Copa America and an NWSL championship
And a shield.
coming out of retirement for the national team. Why wasn't Banda higher?
And Marta has a fantastic public image. That's
Incredible
just-
public image. Your favorite player's favorite player.
Your favorite players? You know, that's
She really is. But you look at this, I mean, Esther, like there's so many players, especially in the US and South America. There's like hardly any Asian players on this list that have balled out. And if Bonmati can win it without winning a major trophy, Champions League, the Euros, should be open to pretty much anybody else. Mind you, she was injured for half of the season.
Right.
So it's rigged. It's very Eurocentric. Why is there only 50 people voting on this?
Agreed.
It's ridiculous.
I think that, and Bonmati is a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. It's more so for me. I'm kind of like
It just wasn't her year to shine.
It wasn't.
Which
She
is
was
okay,
injured.
which is okay.
She couldn't. She was injured.
and in general, like Ballon d'Or. Yes, it is an honor, but let's just be clear. The first time they gave this out to a female player was 2018. So
She's new.
very recent, and it, like Darian, you were saying, it's decided by France Football, which is a magazine. And to me, so again, I'm not taking anything away from Bonmati, what she's achieved, but I think that there needs to, like, I understand wanting to be a part of the football culture, and like Ballon d'Or is that thing for the men's side, I would say.
That part. For the men's side.
Right. But I'm like, we don't need to just latch on and be a part of whatever the men have done in the past. Like, in my opinion, I'm like, why don't we have a different...
Just our own thing.
Right, yeah. Like, I genuinely think that we should be doing that. Like, why are we just being like, oh, thank you so much for including us starting literally 7 years ago. Like, I don't know. I just...
The Ballon d'Or is so crazy. They were mispronouncing people's names
Right,
as they were
and-
going up
and
to
they-
get
and-
trophies.
yeah,
They
and-
were mispronouncing players' names and coaches' names.
Yeah.
Who do you think, though, should have won it this year?
I think Mariona Caldente, she, first of all, left Barcelona, the club she's played at for 10 years, has won 2 or 3 Champions Leagues with, went to Arsenal, Player of the Year at Arsenal, won a Champions League, and got to a final of the Euros with Spain. She was the player to me. I would have said her or Alessia Russo.
I was thinking Alessia Russo, just because every team she was on has won this whole year.
She won trophies.
She won trophies the whole year and still had an outstanding performance.
Yeah.
I would have voted for either of those players over Bonmati.
Same. She was not in my top 5.
But I wouldn't be voted because I'm just like...
Are you a journalist?
yeah.
But we should make our own.
I did take French in high school. So,
oui,
bien.
c'est bonjour. Oh, bon.
Tu parles français?
Tout part.
Okay, but to end on a lighter note, I do have to just point out this photo of the Arsenal girls. This made me giggle. There's a photo of Arsenal players at the ceremony. They are lined up. They are all wearing black. And then Ellie Fox is in a gorgeous red gown. She looks incredible, but I'm like, who left her out of the group chat, guys?
She said color, huh?
Or maybe she was in the group chat. She was
like, oh, you guys are all
done.
going
You guys
that
can wear
direction?
black.
Yeah,
I'm
like
done.
I will be wearing my red. No, they look amazing. I
love
do
seeing
love,
people's outfits.
Right, I do love
Yeah.
for the purpose of like how this ceremony is so.
It's pompous.
Yes, exactly. That is a great way to describe
Ooh,
it.
what a
But
good
so I
word.
love
Okay.
seeing the outfits.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
I did too.
Include us for that reason,
You know,
Yeah.
we
I
love a
wanna
red
dress up,
carpet.
right.
We do.
Yeah, but if and when we make our own, we'll, do it to the max. So
We will.
Yeah.
Write that down. Yes.
Just know that. Well, it's everybody's favorite time.
Bzz, bzz. Okay, here we go.
Hopefully your plane isn't on airplane mode and you can get the
hopefully you didn't
text.
miss this.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, the World Cup final happened for rugby,
Yes.
which you were calling.
I was doing some coverage for them, like some recaps for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Kel, that's so cool.
It
That was
so
really
fun,
cool, no?
actually.
That's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, I feel
I love rugby.
I feel like I learned a lot. I still have so many questions. And I'm just like, again, I think that I would, if I was to ever play rugby, like I would literally get snapped in half like a toothpick. I have so much respect for these women and was so just genuinely like on the edge of my seat watching these games. It was so fun. So
Yeah.
England beat Canada.
The home team.
The home team, sold out crowd, Allianz Stadium. Like, what an epic way. This was very
sold out at Allianz
I know.
Stadium.
It was very much so like I was getting the vibes of England Euro win 2022.
Yeah.
But it was truly incredible. And England, another fun fact, they lost in the 2021 World Cup final to New Zealand. They went on a 33 unbeaten streak to win this final.
Yeah,
talk about like
that much. That's crazy.
Yeah, talk about not messing around.
Redemption arc.
Yeah, they were like, we're not
winning.
losing
We're not
again.
losing.
So incredible for England. Hats off to them. Loved watching it genuinely, and I'm
And when's the next one?
Such an underrated
4
sport.
years, unfortunately. Yes,
It's incredibly underrated.
It is.
Like, it's physical. You have to have endurance. It's incredibly technical.
yeah.
It moves quick. Like, yeah.
So exciting. I really hope that we see a uprising of it in the US. Like,
But another worldwide competition in the track world finished up last week. It was Track World Championships, and Americans dominated. I'm going to read some stats.
Let's
They
hear
won
it.
16 medals, most of any country. Melissa Jefferson Woodens won the sprint triple at just 24 years old. She also swept the 100 meter and the 200 meter before anchoring the US 4x1 relay. Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni ran a 47.78 in the 400 meter final, the second fastest time in history, after she broke the American record with 48.29 in the semifinals.
Insane.
And she's usually a hurdler.
Yeah,
Yes.
mind you, she switched over to a straight 400. Like, does she get bored? Do you
So-
think she got
Every single time
bored
she runs, she
doing
looks
the-
so...
so
She's
this
literally
was,
like-
no, truly. So this was after yeah, like she did like a little dance over the end line, or like end line, like what is finish line?
Finish
LOL.
line.
End line. Soccer.
So much
But that
soccer.
was the thing after the Paris Olympics when she won the 400 meter so easily. Sorry, not easily, but like so
Gracefully.
Gracefully.
Just it looked like she was barely trying. Obviously, she was trying very, very hard. Everyone we're like, we want to see her do just the 400 meter.
But my favorite thing of the week, Trinity Rodman being disrespected by Just Women's Sports. And I just want to say, I laughed out loud.
I did too. This is hilarious.
She was interviewed by Interview Magazine, and they were like, what trend do you do, or did you do that, you participated in that you didn't like? And she said, side ponies and buns on top of your head. So Just Women's Sports,
So what does Just Women's Sports do?
they find pictures and post them. And she
It's like a
triple commented, all caps, how dare you? Remember when I said they haunt me and you bring them to Instagram? Imagine these pigs coming to haunt you when you're literally laying in bed, ready to fall asleep.
And she absolutely
so
was
funny.
laying in bed, scrolling, and then saw that. Like that, I like picture her literally in her jammies.
Yep.
Covers pulled up, scrolling, jump scare,
So
and then
funny.
and then commenting.
And the bun's way up top of my head, on my skull. Yup. Been there.
But this was so funny. And honestly, Just Women's Sports, y'all were shady for that. Y'all were shady.
Admin were doing their job.
Yeah. Listen, we got another exciting week ahead of us. We might know. Well, we will
We'll
know
know who's in the finals.
who's in the finals. We'll also probably be a couple games into the finals, 2 games into the final.
Yeah.
By the next time we see y'all, we've got so Aces versus Fever Tuesday at 9:30, and then the finals game 1 is Friday at 8. Finals game 2 is Sunday at 3. Why do they have to be so late?
3 p.m.?
No,
3
the
p.m.
9:30 and the 8 p.m. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, come on. I looked up Aces and Fever, and I was like, I don't
It's because
think I'm
it's
gonna-
their West Coast.
I know, but I'm just like, can we let them off early from work and they go at like?
What work do they have?
No,
this
not
is their
them.
job.
I'm saying the fans.
They don't need to be there. Stream it like the rest of us.
Anyway, we got NWSL games, and North Carolina versus Louisville Saturday, Spirit versus Wave Sunday, Gotham versus Seattle Sunday. Like we always say, there's never been a better time to be a women's sports fan. Like, subscribe, follow. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.